We're finding out if haunted ghost pepper chips are worth the macros. If you're anything like me, you might be a chipaholic. I love potato chips, love corn chips, Doritos, all that stuff. And I also like spicy food. So when I saw these Paqui haunted ghost pepper chips, had to give them a try and let you guys know if they're worth the macros. So we have two special categories that have been added today. The spicy factor and the helps you drink enough water every day factor. So as we go through this as we go through this review, I could interview the chips or perhaps the ghosts that they're haunted by and find out what happened. What's the story behind this haunting of the ghost pepper chip? We're not quite in October yet, but you know how it is. So anyway, as we go through this review, I'm going to be eating chips. I'm going to eat a full serving, which is 10 chips. Now, if you look at the label, and we'll talk about the honesty of this label, one of the most common ingredient after sunflower oil and salt is ghost pepper. So that's kind of scary in and of itself. So there's a good amount of this ghost pepper powder on each chip. So if you look at them up close, you can kind of see just the ghost pepper powder on that. And so in Scoville units, a ghost pepper is around like 900,000 to 1 million, which is really, really hot. According to this label, freaking hot. So we'll see if that's honest too, and we will factor that in as well. But as we go, I'm gonna be eating these chips, and we're gonna see if I can survive a full serving. So here's the first one. So one chip in, it's got a good flavor to it. Obviously good crunch because it's a chip. Consistency is similar to that of Tostitos. I can already feel the spice starting to activate. So with any kind of spicy food, the more that you eat of it, the hotter it gets. And so we might have a good time seeing if I can handle a full serving of these as we go. And we'll keep track of them. Here's a half-size one. So yeah, it's definitely heating up. Let's go ahead and look at the label real quick. 10 chips are one serving, and the macros for 10 of these chips are 18 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fat, and 2 grams of protein. So that's pretty comparable to most chips, maybe slightly lower fat content than your non-baked variety of Lay's or non-baked Doritos, Tostitos. It's continuing to get hotter actually, so this is kind of fun. But another thing too, everybody kind of has like trigger foods. It could be peanut butter. For me, it's potato chips. I'll usually eat an entire bag if given the opportunity. I do not think that I would eat an entire bag of this. One serving is enough. All right, I'm gonna have another one. This makes 3. That one seemed to have some extra powder on it. But anyway, so first thing, yes, these are definitely hot. So does it have an honest label? Yes. We'll call this like 4 through 5. Six and 7 too. Oh, it's like really spicy on my lips. Whew. So the taste. So while it is very spicy, ghost pepper has a nice taste to it, and that taste definitely comes out amidst the heat. So for the taste, I'm gonna have to give this. Let me give this a haunted 8. These are pretty tasty chips. Big fan of sour cream and onion, Cooler Ranch, barbecue kind of chips, but whatever this flavor is that's making its way through all the heat, it's pretty good. It's woo. Let's get 2 more. I think we'll call this like 9 and 10-ish. But it's really burning. All right. Okay, so I just remember that we have other categories we have to fill out. Words and other things are starting to kind of like lose my language and vocabulary and stuff. Okay, so the spicy factor. These are definitely hot. These are probably the hottest off-the-shelf chips that I've ever had. I did a little bit of research into it. So the Scoville rating, which is how hot something is, tends to fall off when you powder something down as opposed to eating a raw ghost pepper. But the powder probably comes in around 90,000 Scoville units. So 90,000 Scoville. I think that's, quoting off the top of my head, I think a jalapeno is around like 2,000. So it's about 45 times hotter than a jalapeno. So it's pretty hot. So spicy factor, I'm not going to say it's the hottest thing I've ever had in my life because I have had a few just like dare hot sauces. But give this a solid 8.5 just for an off-the-shelf thing that you would just kind of eat like a normal human. The heat is still going strong. It's like in my throat now. And it's really making me want to drink some water. So if you don't drink enough water in the day, eating things like ghost pepper chips could really help you out. So water factor, we'll call it a yes out of help. But so anyway, big question though. Those ghost pepper chips, are they worth the macros? So for me, it's kind of like, putting tape on a window so like a cat doesn't jump on it, or spraying something on the ground so that way your dog doesn't get into a room. So the heat here is going to keep me from eating this entire bag because that would be insane. They do taste pretty good, and it's a memorable experience eating them. So all in all, I just had roughly 10 chips, only being 18, 7, and 2. Is it worth the macros? Is it worth the macros? Yes, it's worth the macros. And it's really hot. I'm going to go drink a bunch of water now. So bye.